Wimbledon, an arena where legends are born and history is written with every swing of the racket. For over a century, these hallowed lawns have witnessed the rise and fall of champions, the echo of applause, and the quiet tension before each serve. Here, tennis tradition meets history in a spectacle unlike any other. The championship trophy gleams with the names of icons, and every blade of grass seems to whisper stories of epic battles past. Center court, with its immaculate grass and storied past, stands as the world's most famous stage for tennis. The anticipation is palpable as players step onto the court, feeling the weight of legacy and the eyes of millions upon them. On July 7, 2025, center court became the setting for a highly anticipated fourth-round clash. Grigor Dimitrov, the seasoned Bulgarian with a reputation for grace and creativity, versus Jannik Sinner, the new world #1 from Italy, whose rise has electrified the tennis world. Sinner, the relentless young powerhouse, brought his trademark intensity and precision, while Dimitrov, the creative veteran, countered with artistry, experience, and a flair that has captivated fans for years. For Sinner, this match was more than just another step in the tournament. It was a crucial test to cement his dominance at the top of the sport, to prove that his ascent to world #1 was no accident, but the result of relentless hard work and undeniable talent. For Dimitrov, it was a golden opportunity, a chance to remind the world of his brilliance and to seize a career-defining upset against the sport's brightest new star. Every point was a battle, every rally a showcase of skill and determination. The crowd buzzed with excitement, eager to witness a true battle of power against finesse, youth against experience. The atmosphere was electric, with every gasp and cheer reflecting the drama unfolding on the court. Each rally was a potential turning point, a moment where momentum could shift in an instant. The tension was tangible, as both players pushed their limits, trading breathtaking shots and testing each other's resolve. This was more than a match. It was a Wimbledon story in the making, a chapter destined to be remembered, where the spirit of competition and the magic of center court combined to create something truly unforgettable. From the outset, Dimitrov played with confidence and tactical brilliance, dictating play on the slick grass. His slice backhand kept Sinner off balance, while his net play and serve were near flawless. Dimitrov orchestrated points like a chess master, anticipating Sinner's every move. The crowd was enthralled by his artistry, one-handed backhands, deft volleys, and creative shot-making. Sinner, usually so dominant, struggled to adapt, his power neutralized by Dimitrov's variety. A fall and brief injury timeout only added to Sinner's woes. Dimitrov broke serve and took the first set 6-3, making a statement. He wasn't just outplaying Sinner, he was outthinking him. The upset was brewing, and center court knew it. The second set unfolded with Grigor Dimitrov continuing to showcase his exceptional form, building on the momentum he had established earlier in the match. His serve remained a formidable weapon, consistently finding its mark and keeping his opponent, Jannik Sinner, under constant pressure. Each delivery was measured and precise, forcing Sinner to play on the back foot and struggle to find any rhythm. Dimitrov's anticipation was razor-sharp, reading Sinner's intentions with uncanny accuracy. He seemed to know exactly where the next shot was going, positioning himself perfectly to counter every move. Refusing to let Sinner settle into any kind of groove, Dimitrov varied his tactics brilliantly. He mixed up the pace, alternating between deep, powerful ground strokes and delicate drop shots, and wasn't afraid to charge the net, putting Sinner under even more pressure. The frustration on Sinner's face became more evident with each passing game. Dimitrov's creativity and unpredictability forced Sinner into making uncharacteristic errors, disrupting his timing and dictating the tempo of the set. The Bulgarian played with a sense of freedom and confidence, painting the lines with breathtaking winners. The crowd responded with growing excitement, dazzled by his shot-making and the flair he brought to the court. When the crucial moments arrived, Dimitrov rose to the occasion. He earned key breakpoints through relentless pressure and converted them with clinical precision, never allowing Sinner a chance to recover. With nerves of steel, Dimitrov closed out the second set 7-5, putting himself 2 sets up against the world #1. The magnitude of his achievement was not lost on anyone watching. The sense of an upset began to sweep through the stadium. Dimitrov was not just holding his own, he was dominating, dictating play, and showing the poise of a true champion on one of tennis's grandest stages. The finish line was now in sight. The crowd, sensing the possibility of witnessing history, sat on the edge of their seats, their cheers growing louder with every point Dimitrov won. After 2 sets of near-perfect tennis, Dimitrov stood on the brink of a famous victory. The quarterfinals beckoned, and the tennis world watched in awe as the Bulgarian's brilliant beginning threatened to become a legendary triumph. The third set began with both players holding serve, tension mounting with every point. The crowd, fully aware of the stakes, watched in rapt silence as each rally grew longer, each shot more precise. Dimitrov and Sinner, both at the peak of their powers, exchanged blistering ground strokes and deft volleys, neither willing to give an inch. The atmosphere on center court was electric, the air thick with anticipation as the match teetered on a knife's edge. At 2-all, Dimitrov approached the net for what seemed like a routine volley, his footwork crisp, his eyes locked on the ball. The crowd leaned forward, expecting another display of his trademark finesse. But then, in a split second, disaster struck. A sharp cry of pain echoed across the court as Dimitrov clutched his right pectoral. His face contorted in agony, and the match's momentum vanished in an instant. The energy that had filled the stadium was replaced by a collective gasp, as everyone realized something was terribly wrong. The crowd fell silent, the tension now replaced by concern. Medical staff rushed to his side, their urgency underscoring the seriousness of the moment. Even Sinner, his opponent, looked on with genuine worry, understanding the gravity of the situation. Dimitrov knew instantly this was no ordinary injury. The pain was sharp, deep, and unrelenting. As he sat on the bench, his mind raced through the months of preparation, the sacrifices, the dreams of Wimbledon glory that now seemed to slip away with every throb of pain. The dream performance had turned into a nightmare in seconds. Just moments before, he had been locked in one of the greatest battles of his career. Now, he was fighting just to stand, to breathe, to process the cruel twist of fate that had befallen him. After a brief somber consultation with the medical team and his coach, Dimitrov made the heartbreaking decision to retire. The weight of the moment was visible on his face, his eyes searching for answers that would not come. He walked to the net, tears in his eyes, to shake Sinner's hand. The gesture was one of sportsmanship and respect, but also of profound disappointment. The crowd, sensing the magnitude of his loss, rose to their feet in a show of solidarity. The final score, 3-6, 5-7, 2-2, retired, told nothing of the brilliance that had come before. Numbers on a scoreboard could never capture the artistry, the courage, or the heartbreak that had unfolded on center court that day. The ovation was thunderous, a tribute not just to Dimitrov's effort, but to his artistry, resilience, and the spirit he brought to the game. Fans and players alike recognized the tragedy of the moment, but also the greatness that had preceded it. The match ended not in triumph, but in tragedy. Dimitrov's journey at Wimbledon was cut short, not by an opponent's brilliance, but by the cruel hand of fate. Dimitrov's body had betrayed him at the cruelest moment, just as he seemed poised to write a new chapter in his career. The pain of the injury was matched only by the heartbreak of unfulfilled promise. Wimbledon's center court had witnessed a masterful display and a heartbreaking exit. The echoes of Dimitrov's effort would linger long after the applause faded, a reminder of both the glory and the fragility of sport. Sinner's immediate response was pure sportsmanship. He crossed the court to comfort Dimitrov, empathy written on his face. There was no celebration, only concern for his opponent. Sinner's embrace at the net and his words of support showed true class. In his post-match interview, Sinner deflected attention from himself, praising Dimitrov's level and lamenting the cruel ending. "I don't take this as a win at all," he said, his respect clear. He highlighted Dimitrov's brilliance and wished him well. The moment transcended rivalry, champion recognizing champion. Sinner's character shone as brightly as his ranking. The center court crowd's compassion was palpable as Dimitrov's injury unfolded. Cheers turned to anxious silence, then to a standing ovation as he conceded the match. Their applause was for a fallen warrior, not a defeated player. They honored his artistry and heart, refusing to let the cruel ending overshadow his performance. Sinner's sportsmanship drew their admiration as well. The crowd recognized the humanity and respect between the two athletes. As Dimitrov left the court, the ovation followed, a gesture of gratitude and solace. He departed not in defeat but as a tragic hero. Wimbledon's embrace was a small comfort on a day of heartbreak. For Dimitrov, this was a painfully familiar story. Another Grand Slam, another injury. It marked his 5th consecutive major retirement, each time just as he seemed poised for a breakthrough. His sublime talent has often been thwarted by physical setbacks. Prestigious titles and a top 3 ranking are his, but Grand Slam glory remains elusive. Each injury steals momentum and opportunity, testing his resilience. The emotional toll is immense, rebuilding, only to be struck down again. At Wimbledon, he was soaring, only to be grounded mid-flight. The narrative is cruel, a gifted player, denied by fate. Dimitrov's quest for tennis's biggest prizes remains heartbreakingly unfinished. This moment sent Dimitrov and Sinner on sharply different journeys. Dimitrov faces another long recovery, his momentum halted, his spirit tested once more. The loss was more than a match, it was a lost opportunity, another cruel chapter. For Sinner, the path leads to the quarterfinals, but with mixed emotions. He advances, but the manner of victory leaves questions and lessons. Sinner must regroup, address vulnerabilities, and prepare for the next challenge. The match is a reminder, even the best can be outplayed and nothing is guaranteed. Both men leave center court changed, one by heartbreak, the other by a sobering lesson. Sinner's Wimbledon campaign continues, but the road ahead is daunting. Next up, Ben Shelton, an explosive server and dangerous opponent on grass. Sinner must quickly address the issues Dimitrov exposed. His return game, his response to variety. Physical recovery is also key after his own fall. The pressure mounts as he chases his first Wimbledon title and seeks to prove his dominance. Every match is a test of his champion's mindset. The scare against Dimitrov is a second chance. How he responds will define his legacy. The goal remains to lift the Wimbledon trophy, learning from every challenge along the way.